guys, this is Cryptrader. For those that don't know me, I've been trading crypto futures for a little over 2 years now. I, like thousands of other traders in this space, have had to deal with outrageous fees and subpar user interfaces for order execution. This makes any form of scalping almost impossible. With that said, this is the main reason I'm so optimistic about Digitex Future Exchange and their zero fee ladder interface combo. Also, not to mention that the market maker is actually set to lose on this exchange, so that will give every trader on the exchange a positive edge. And this positive edge is very crucial for high volume scalpers. With even the slightest negative edge against you on other exchanges, a sustainable high volume scalping system that might be profitable under a positive edge environment would then become a losing system under a negative edge environment. So that's a very big deal, something that should be stressed more in this space. So what I want to do today is show you how to get started on this testnet. As you can see, you start with 100,000 testnet tokens. So these testnet tokens, have no value at all other than the fact that you can use them on this on the testnet to be able to test out some strategies and to get used to using the user interface. Now the mainnet is going to launch on April 27th. That's where you'll actually be able to use your real Digitex tokens. And so if you go to their website here, you can see if you want to sign up for the testnet, which I'm using currently with the 100,000 testnet tokens, you can sign up here, or you can go to view live testnet and it'll take you to the exchange where we were just currently at, and there'll be a box where you can sign up there. And if you want to pre-register for the mainnet, which is coming up very soon, it's only 2 months away on April 27th, you can pre-register here from their website. And so if you want to go ahead and get Digitex tokens before the mainnet launches, or you're just interested in waiting until mainnet launches to get your the real Digitex tokens, you can get them from one of two places. So you can get them from spot exchanges, or you can get them from the Digitex Treasury. And so if you want to go through spot exchanges, if you go to CoinMarketCap, you can see that they have it listed on Mercatox and HitPTC. Mercatox is going to be your best bet because that's the highest volume traded pair, the Digitex to Ethereum pair. It is very easy to set up an account with Mercatox, so that would be my recommendation. CryptoSouk is also one that it got listed on recently. As you notice, it wasn't on CoinMarketCap, so I'm not sure about the volumes here, but when you go to their website, it even actually has a Digitex ad here, so that's nice. So you can decide if you want to go there or go to Mercatox or HitBTC. And the other option that I mentioned was the Treasury. So if you want to go through the Treasury, I believe that will be done through the exchange. There'll actually be a button on the user interface somewhere where you can buy, and it'll take you to a page where you can actually send Ethereum in and transact for Digitex. So the thing about the Treasury is it's an instant trustless smart contract transaction. So you don't have to worry about slippage or setting up an account within one of these other spot exchanges. You can actually just send your Ethereum in and transact for Digitex in an instant trustless manner. So that could be appealing to some people, so that is an option. Alright, now that you know how to sign up for the testnet and to get started with mainnet and to be able to purchase tokens early if you want, let's go ahead and get into the user interface. I really want to stress the ladder interface here, because if there's anything about this that you really need to focus on when you get on the testnet or when you get on mainnet in 2 months, is this ladder interface, because it's not something that's been around in crypto. A lot of people are not familiar with it, and they don't really understand the benefits and how revolutionary it will be for the crypto traders when they're really wanting to scalp. Because a lot of times when you're on these other crypto futures exchanges, you cannot get in and out. There's just too many clicking going on. If you see the order boxes on these other futures exchanges, you have limit, market, stop orders, and then you have to enter your quantity and your the price, and you have to enter all these different things. You have to type with your keyboard, click in about 10 different places before you can even get your order in and executed. So with the ladder, it's literally just a one click to buy and one click to sell. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to really spend time on this and to allow you to focus on this ladder interface and a couple of methods to give you an edge starting off when you start using this for the first time. Before I get into some of the strategies that I've been using on the ladder here, I just wanted to talk about the thing that I like the most about this ladder and the fact that it's zero fee is you can get in and out at break even, the same price that you got in at without having to without taking a loss, because on the other crypto futures exchanges, if you do that, if you get out at the same price you got in and you use market orders anywhere in there, you're going to be losing a lot of money over time. And so for any high frequency scalping system, there's no way to do that on any of the other crypto futures exchanges. Whereas on here, I can get in and out and in and out at the same price over and over and over again, no matter if it's market order or limit order, without having to pay any fees, and I'm not taking any losses during that time. So I can scratch or get out at break even on a lot of trades over and over and over again, and not have to worry about it hurting my bottom line as a trader. And so that's definitely a big selling point when it comes to zero fee, is knowing that you can get in and out at break even, or even taking a one tick loss and not having it exaggerated based on fees, especially when you start using higher leverage. So alright, let's get into this, and I'm going to show you how to do a trade here on the ladder. What you're seeing here on these green numbers are all the bids. These are the number of contracts that are sitting at each one of these price increments. So as you can see, it's a $5 increment. And so what that means is the tick size is $5. And that's nice, because if the tick size was really small, like say 50 cent, it would be hard to manage, entering and exiting, but clicking on this ladder, because it would be moving up and down so fast, because Bitcoin's volatile. You need these higher tick sizes, like $5 ticks, for it to be more controlled, so you can actually manage yourself on this ladder to get in and out. And it makes it a lot less sporadic and volatile when you have $5 tick sizes. So I like the idea that they went with $5 tick sizes. There could be a benefit in lower tick sizes, but I think $5 is the sweet spot, especially for where we're at in the current price, because it's nice and fluid on here, and it's not very sporadic and jumping all over the place. So I really like the $5 tick size. So yeah, these are the number of contracts sitting at each one of these price levels. So these are people that have placed bids. They're open positions out here, or open orders ready to get filled on the ladder. Same way for the sells. All these red numbers are asks. They're sell orders sitting out here at each one of these price levels, waiting for the price to go up to fill them. And so what you see is this little white number that's going back and forth. Wherever this white number is, and the tick level that's associated with, tells you where what's getting attacked. So if the white number is right here, that means that this bid is getting attacked. That's why there's a lot of red numbers going through the time and sales right here, because all these red are the number of contracts that are hitting that bid right there, because you can see the white number attacking it. Now if the white number's up here attacking the ask, you'll see a lot of green through here, because that means there's a lot of people market buying into that ask. But right now there's a lot of people market selling into this bid. So that's basically what you're seeing. Now this right here is the spot price. This is what you really need to focus on if you're gonna be trying to take one tick profits here and there. Then you really need to focus on this spot price, because the spot price foretells what the futures price is, because the futures price is going to track the spot price. The market makers are actually designed to track the spot price and also keep a tight spread. So the spot price is based on 4 exchanges at the moment. It's Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, and Binance. So it's an average of those. It's a volume weighted average of those exchanges. So if the spot price goes up, the futures price is going to go up. If the spot price goes down, the futures price is going to go down. So it's nice to have this out here next to the futures price, so that you can see this will lead the futures price. If you see this starting to go down and the futures price is holding constant, you can have an advantage, or you can have somewhat of an idea of, do you want to short at that point and try to take advantage of, you think the spot price is going to keep going down, you can short into all of these people. Or if the spot price starts to go up, you can long into all these people selling, anticipating it to go up one tick, and you can make one tick profit. So that is definitely something that you need to keep an eye on there. And so let's just go ahead and do a trade here. And so I'm going to talk about this a little more once we get into the trade, but these are your pre-selected number of contracts that you want to trade with. Keep in mind that these contracts, everywhere you see contracts on here and in the time and sales, they are not one Digitex per one contract. all these contracts right here are actually, you have to multiply that by the contract value. So the contract value is 186.9. This will actually change with the price of Bitcoin, but you don't really need to worry about that. I'll show you how you can figure out how many number of contracts you want to trade with. Once I get going here, I can kind of show you based on the profit and loss. But I have all these pre-selected so that it's easy to select how many contracts I want to trade with. I can just click once here. I want to trade with 500 contracts. Now I can go up here and start clicking and buying and selling. And you can pre-select these by clicking that gear and selecting them there and saving. Or you can enter a specific amount in here, whatever you want to enter in, you can enter it there. So I have these pre-selected. I'm going to select this 1,000 contracts, which is 1,000 times 186.9, so it's about 187,000 Digitex position size. I know the math is not very intuitive, but I'm going to show you how it will be intuitive here in a second. So what I'll do is just go ahead and place a trade, and then that way it'll explain what I'm talking about with the contract value and everything here. So I'm going to select 1,000 contracts, and it looks like the price is going down over here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get in a short. So if I want to market sell or market short here, I got to click below the lowest red number because that's the lowest ask. So if I want to market short, I click right here. So if I just clicked right there, I entered a market short at 93.15. That's what this red box is denoting that I'm in. That my entry was 93.15. What you can see here on the ladder is the profit and loss. So actually each tick, it'll tell me how much I'm going to lose in Digitex. So it's not, the profit and loss is in Digitex, it's not in contracts. So this means I would lose 100 Digitex if I get out at 93.20. If I get out at 93.10, I'll make 100 Digitex. And so this comes back to how you want to set your presets here, because for me, I'm going to know how much I want to make per tick. If you're a scalper and you're making 1 or 2 ticks here and there, how much do you want to make per tick? That's how you should select your preset contracts down here. And the good thing is the math is really easy because your tick value is 0.1 Digitex. So what does that mean? 0.1 Digitex tick value means that for every tick, if you're in a 1 contract position, for every tick you're going to make or lose 0.1 Digitex per contract. So if I'm in 1,000 contracts, all I got to do is divide it by 10, and that gives me how much Digitex I'm going to make or lose per tick. If I'm in 10,000 contract position, I just divide that by 10, and that's how many Digitex I'm going to lose, make or lose per tick. So it's very, very easy math. So let's just say I want to make 2,000 Digitex per tick. I'm either going to lose 2,000 Digitex per tick or make 2,000 Digitex per tick. Well, what I'll need to do is go into my pre-select here and say, well, what's 2,000? I need to do 2,000 divided by 0.1 Digitex, and that'll give me how many contracts that needs to be, and it would be 20,000. So I could come in here and say, I can come in here and say 20,000 contracts and save it. So if I want to, let's just get out of this position so I can show you that. For an example, I select 20,000 here, I market short 20,000, and it's filling me. Now notice that per tick I'm making 2,000 or losing 2,000. So it's real simple math. You just need to know how much you want to profit or loss per tick, and divide that by 0.1, and then whatever that is, you put that in here and save it as your pre-select contracts that you want to trade with. So it's real simple. So in this case, I just got in a pretty big position relative to my account balance, and notice that I can get right back out at break even. See, I got in at 93.10, now I'm getting filled. I just got right back out at break even. Oh, no, I didn't. I just shorted again. So I need to market buy. So you can see I'm getting out at break even. So I thought I was long, so I just market shorted again. But I just got it. I was in 40,000 contract position right there. I just got back out at break even with no issue at all. Didn't have to pay any fees. You can't do that on any other exchange. So I got my presets set based on what I just showed you there. So let's go back to the 1,000 contracts here. And what I'm gonna show you now is kind of what's going on with the leverage here. I'm going to market buy. So I'm in a market long position here at 93.05 for 1,000 contracts. If you notice, we are only risking 2,000 Digitex in margin. So if you look up here, our available balance is 100,000. Or sorry, our balance is 100,000. Our available balance is 98,000. So what does that mean? It means we're risking 2,000 Digitex on this position, and that shows up right here. So if we were to go to liquidation on this position, we would only lose 2,000 Digitex. And the liquidation point is denoted by this water droplet right here. Since we're using 100x leverage, the liquidation price is going to be pretty darn close to our entry price because we're using 100x leverage. But on the flip side of that, we're not risking that much Digitex because we're using such high leverage. The amount of Digitex we stand to lose really isn't that much, but our liquidation price is very close. So if we actually we can actually change the leverage while we're in a position. So let's just say I'm not comfortable with the liquidation price being this close, and I'm alright, losing more than 2,000 Digitex if it goes against us. I can bump this leverage down to 50x and hit confirm. What you'll notice is this water droplet will drop down to a much lower price, where it's at 92.55 right now. You'll see that go down quite a bit, but you'll see the margin that we're risking go up because we're not using as high of leverage. So if I hit confirm here, you see how that went up to 3,800 from 2,000, and the liquidation dropped from 92.55 to 92.10. So we got a little bit more breathing room now. It's down here. So you can set your leverage on that. But notice when I change the leverage, it does not change the profit and loss per tick. That's really important. I know there's a lot of confusion around that. When beta first launched, there's a lot of people that aren't very experienced trading, and they were wondering why was the profit and loss not changing when I changed the leverage. See, I can make this leverage whatever. Like, I can keep changing that all day long. The profit and loss per tick is not tied to your leverage. That's really important. It's tied to how many contracts that you're trading. So if I'm trading 1,000 contracts, profit and loss is always going to be 1/10 of that in Digitex, like I was talking about with the math here. So you divide the number of contracts by 10. That's how many Digitex you'll profit or loss. So 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. That's how much you're going to profit or loss. It has nothing to do with the leverage. I can go back to 100x. It's not going to change the profit or loss. So that's really important. Just wanted to clear up. So you can see we're in a little bit of a profit now. What I can do now is, you see how I'm in 1,000 contracts? It shows up right here as 1,000, and it shows up right here as 1,000. So if I ever want to get out of my position, let's just say I had one of these other presets selected, like 20,000 or something like that. If I want to get out, what I can do is click 1,000 here, and it'll go to whatever my open position size is, and then I can click on the ladder to exit. Or what you can do, which is a very nice feature that Digitex has, is you can right click. If I right click, it will use whatever my open position is, and it will put that position size in for the order that I want to get out at. So if I'm trying to get out of this long, what I can do is go right here and right click right here, and it'll mark it sell into this bid to get out of my long position. So if I right click, I'm out. I just mark it sold into that. I just got out for 2 ticks profit. You can see that I just made 200 Digitex. So I was already trading a little bit in this session. So I think I was down 200 Digitex before I took that trade just then. So that's why I'm back at 0. But this P&L right here tells you how much you made in your session. So it's really nice. You can look up here and see how much you've made in your session. So let me get back into a position. I can show you what some of this is up here. So I'm just going to market buy. So if you notice, it shows our unrealized profit and loss right here, because what I did is I market bought right here at 93.20, and we're actually at 93.15. So I'm actually down 100 Digitex. That's what this is showing right here on my open position. And once I close this out, then it will go right here, because that will be my realized profit and loss for the session. And right here, you see, if you hover the mouse over, it says position margin. What that is what I was just telling you earlier. We're only risking 2,000 Digitex for this position because of the leverage that we're using. So you see that as your position margin, what's actually in a position. Now OM, that's order margin. So if I place a bunch of orders in here, let's say I place some limit sells up here, I can place some limit sells all the way up here. That will show up here in the order margin. So for each one of these, it was 2,000 Digitex that's being risked. So 3 times 2,000, 6,000. That's how much we're risking in order margin. I'm sorry. And so we can take those away. There's a couple different ways that we can take these off the books. You can either left click them, or you can, if you want to take them all the way at the same time, come up here where it says 2,000, click it and take it away. Same way with the bid side. If I have a bunch of bids down here, you can come up here to where it has the total listed, cancel them. So it's very easy to get in and out on this interface. So what I'm going to do now, what I really want to show you, this is a good strategy to use. I think it's something that'll work on mainnet. There's going to be other things that you need to incorporate as well, but this is a very basic strategy because if you think about it, the fundamentals of price, the price cannot move unless the order book changes. So if you really get good at watching this order book, you will know when the price can change. So what I mean by that is, for one thing, you want to watch the spot price, because obviously the spot price is going to affect this because the futures price has to follow that. But what I mean by the order book here is you want to look and see when the ask or the sellers are getting weak, or when the bids are getting weak in relation to what this spot price is doing. So in this scenario right here, we have the spot price sitting right in the middle of 93.05. What I want to see is this spot price to either move down quickly or move up quickly without the futures price moving. And when it does that, I can catch these people off sides and actually get into a decent position and make a one tick profit relatively quick. So I'm going to show you a simple strategy that I do. So right now the price is sitting right here. Just looking at the price on the chart, it kind of looks like it could go down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set a order one tick below the highest bid and one tick above the highest ask. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for one of these to start to give way, and when it does, I can mark it. So if this one was to give way, I can market buy into it as it starts to give way, and then I would immediately get filled up here because I have an order already ready to go to get me out of that position. But if this one starts to give way, I can market sell into this, and I have an order ready to go, so I make a one tick profit down here. So I'm gonna let this play out. So you can see that this is getting fairly low right here, but the spot price isn't doing anything. I want to wait for the spot price to do something before I make any decision here, because the spot price is just kind of hanging out. I would like to see the spot price move first, and then I could market buy into that, or the spot price move down. So still, look, this might get eaten through. I'm going to market sell into this bid. We'll see if it starts to get eaten through here. Yep. So I'm going to market sell into that. I think it's going to come down to here, and we'll get that one tick profit. So I can go ahead and pull that one, and now I'm waiting for this to get filled, and we'll make one tick profit. You can see that we're up 100 Digitex unrealized. That will become realized. Now we're back to zero because we just made 100 Digitex. It's a very, very simple and effective strategy. It works really well on testnet. Now on mainnet, it's going to be more competitive, and you'll have to use more information to make a educated decision. But it really helps if you get on here and start using it on testnet, so you can get familiar with the user interface, get familiar with getting in and out of trades, and most importantly, just to see how much better Digitex UI and functionality is versus the competition. So this video has gotten a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I wanted to cover about 2 or 3 strategies, but that one is one that I really think is the most beneficial, especially for getting your feet wet on this exchange. So if you are interested in more strategies, you can check out my YouTube channel, Cryptrader Trading Academy. I have 2 or 3 videos so far with strategies, and I'm planning on making more. So if you are interested in that, you can follow me there. Also, if you're not a part of the Telegram community, I would encourage you to join. There's a lot of good feedback in there, a lot of shared ideas related to the project, related to trading, a lot of things that you can get a part of in there. I think this project listens to the community more than any that I've seen in the crypto space. So it's very nice because the fact that this is an exchange and it requires a lot of people to be active, the fact that they're listening to the community makes a big difference. So with that said, good luck on your trading journey, and I look forward to seeing you either in Telegram or tuning in to my YouTube videos. See you next time.